Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe. And we're just going to talk a little bit about the customs. And which APC is better. The ones for the Joes or the ones for the Russians. We have our Russian APC here. Well, it's more like a transport truck, since an APC is armored personnel carrier, and that one doesn't look too armored to me. Maybe we'll have to cut something out and put it on the windshield. This armor's good, yeah, duh. So this, was a Jurassic Park vehicle. I did hand paint it. Spraying might have worked better, but I do have to still paint the hubcaps. Maybe touch it up a little here and there, but I use Testo's paints. Apparently they're cancerous. I didn't clear coat this, but I should still clear coat it, or a semi-gloss clear coat maybe. But I did love making this, and it was a lot of fun. And there's Texas Customs. They also use these vehicles as well, and I found a whole bunch of their videos, and they make ones for Dreadnoughts and maybe even Eagle Force. So now this, like I used a little gun here. You could attach the Coastal Defender missiles onto here, so then you could actually have missiles on your carrier, and it's pretty simple. I wanted this feature to remain because it's kind of cool. I still have to touch this up, obviously, put some putty in there and paint it, just to fill the gaps up, make it look cool. But you can see it fits your figures nicely, and you can put one more in the back. I used a Coastal Defender seat in the back there before I put the broken vamp for the seating, and this just works out great. You just cut it a little bit and it actually slides in, so it's not too bad. You could even cut this a little bit if you wanted, but this works out perfect. And make sure you test it. I didn't want to lose this ability to be able to open and close it, so this is fantastic. You can get the stickers on Eastay. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this transport truck for the communists, well, it's basic. Reminds me of Rambo. Too bad the doors didn't open. Now the seating, you might be able to put something over the seats and to bring them up to a better level for seating. So they're still, but you couldn't take this fully apart just because how they designed it, so it was harder to paint. But nonetheless, it still works out for a great transport truck for your communists, for your communist army. However, this one is an actual APC. It's all armored. It does look better than the G.I. Joe one back in 1982, and I do have that. Maybe I could get an extra one and make one into a custom, because there is some great possibilities. Now I don't have what's the other thing I don't have? I don't have one of those APCs from Action Force. Anyone wants to donate a shell, feel free to. But now I'm happy that Mike has beaten cancer from CobraCollectibles.com. So to celebrate, you can always buy some Delta17 figures from him, or from Steve at Delta17toys.com. And just email Steve. I'm sure his website will be up and running soon enough. Now I have made a lot of customs, and some of the customs that I do love, like the hydrofoil one. This one's great. I used the Star Wars control, so you can have a joystick control. And the cool thing I was just testing in these is to see what mini vehicles that could fit in. So this can fit in. You could always attach a twist tie here, and just so it won't fall out, but it's pretty stable, but it can slide out, so you kind of want to do that. And yes, it was all hand painted, and I did putty underneath just to make it so it actually can float on water. So looks pretty neat. Now I haven't really put in any stickers or decals because I haven't decided whether to use it for Cobra, Joe, or Delta17, or, well, I haven't really decided. And the other custom, I thought, what else can I try to put in there? I know a trouble bubble fits, so you can always put a trouble bubble in the back, or this little hovercraft. But for this one, you have to just move this railing a bit, and this will actually fit in there. I thought, wow, that's perfect. Now, should I use this for the communists, or the dreadnoughts, or Cobra? Or maybe even turn this into a Delta17 gunboat. It is lacking some sort of missile deterrent, but I was thinking putting a laser in here or something. And it's kind of cool, so I do like it. I didn't paint the bottom of it just because I thought it might be cool. But if I was going to paint the bottom, I might just paint it all black. Just do a quick spray. Now, my aircraft carrier, you know, I do love it, and I think before this carbon tax price rises again, I'm going to definitely pick up some wood just so I can, you know, finish this off. But you can see inside here, this was a great custom, you know. I painted the control panels yellow, little red light on top. Even in here I did a little bit of gold and blue just for the radar systems. I don't know how well that lighting will work. You're in the way, sailor. But it looks pretty cool. And then I used the stickers that I had from the mobile command center from the pit, and I got rid of the pit because I just didn't like it. And I painted doors, you know, painted the walls. The walls were white, a little silver trim, so I thought that worked out great. This wall here, however, didn't paint out so good, but the other ones did. So this is definitely going to get at least 2 or 3 levels. Now, I've seen a lot of videos on the Flagg and how other people have done their bases, but all I need to do for mine is, well, I'm going to take, I don't know if I'm going to use plywood or was it POS board or whatever the heck it's called. I forget the name of that. But I'm going to use a type of I'm going to basically outline the trusses and just, you know, use the leftover parts to outline for the trusses, so you have a little, you know, all the pieces exactly identical. And pre-drill your holes, screw them into the wood, and as long as all your pieces are cut to the same height, you don't have to mark it on the thing where exactly you want it. It'll just work out because you'll know. Obviously, you're gonna know where you're gonna put it. You will mark out some stuff, obviously, but you know you're gonna have to spray it. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit of spray. I don't know if I'm gonna get clear coat as well. I would like to spray the deck as well. So it's gonna be a bit of a project. Hopefully it'll take a few days. And well, you know, it's gonna look fantastic, but my room itself, I'm gonna have to rearrange everything just to fit the Flagg in, take out some tables. So it's gonna be a big project. But the actual wood cutting would take less than an hour. Might take even half an hour, you know. Might take an hour or two. You paint everything. I don't know if I want to use just spray it so it dries fast, or, you know, use the undercoat and then paint it, and then semi-coat, like a semi-gloss, to spray over it. So there's a little bit of thought into what I'd like to do and how I'd like to design rooms. And even if the only bad part about the Flagg is you have to assemble it inside the room that you want to put it in, and then you're going to have to disassemble it in a different room. You're going to have to disassemble it if you want to take it out of the room, just because of the doorways and just how wide it is. So it's going to be obviously stationed in this room. So it's going to be probably 2 stories, maybe 3. I want it to rise up above the floor. So it's definitely going to be up there. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So we're definitely going to do some stuff for this. Now obviously I've made my own tips for the cannons. I would like to add extra cannons and stuff to it. So any old G.I. Joe vehicles that I want to take apart and use. You know, there's going to be a lot more going into it when you design the underbelly. But it's going to be cool. The other stuff, like you could get a chain and electric motor and attach it to the elevator so it can rise up. But I'm missing the trusses for the elevator, so I don't know what exactly I'll do for that. But like I said, you could design an elevator. You can design another elevator as well to reach your other floors, but you know, that'll take time. I just want to get a basic floor plan down and, you know, go from there. So it will be looking awesome once it's done. I know how other people just laid out everything, like, you know, instead of doing whatever you wanted to do for underneath. So like people would just put their things like this, lay them flat. So, you know, you lose a lot of room in your flag, whereas if you just had certain stabilized beams to hold the weight in certain spots, that's all you're gonna need. And then you could design your own rooms and space underneath to how you want it. I would like to also get some lighting for it. So like I said, there's gonna be a lot of extra work going into the flag now. As for the carbon tax crap, well, you know, maybe Justin wasn't lying. He says maybe it does give you all of it, but then the provinces take half of it. So who knows? But all I gotta say is that's gonna put a damper on. Well, I'm not collecting because I'm just not gonna eat out. So I'll save my $200 a month towards it. And you know, it's per household, not per person. So that's gonna also suck. So does only one person in the household get this rebate and all the rest don't? You know, something not right there. But nonetheless, like I said, you know, now Canada is fully committed to this, you know, this carbon thing. So Canada's military is almost carbon neutral, since, you know, they almost have no military, and they put all their troops on the front line. So, you know, there won't be much of a Canadian carbon footprint if they're all on the front line and vaporized. It's just stupid. Oh, poor Canada. No military. It's all carbon neutral military. We're going to be walking everywhere. We don't even have vehicles. And, you know, it was a good thing that they got rid of all these drones and missiles. They sent them over. We're carbon neutral. We're not going to detonate these weapons. Somebody else will. There's no carbon footprint here. Anyways, Canadian military is basically carbon neutral. They've been neutralized. Same with the economy. So, I don't understand it. You're going to have a major war. Any disruption in your economy is going to prevent your ability to make more money. And, you know. Anyways.